the program. So I'll be giving the class in the car.
Well, Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept our humble obeisances. All glories to Jagat Krishna Prabhupada. All glories to our revered speaker for today, His Grace HARINAMANANDA Prabhu. And all glories to assembled Vaishnava devotees. We thank you all for being here as usual. We're very much blessed. We have His Grace HARINAMANANDA Prabhu speaking to us. As he was just sharing with us, he's speaking to us from mighty South Africa.
I'm in Africa, finally.
Yeah, finally. Finally. I heard about it from one devotee. You may be traveling to Africa. So
Yeah.
Yes. Hare Krishna. So we may put the verse on the screen and then you take it over from me. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Savai Niviti Damina Vasudevanukampaya. Bhagavad Bhakti Yogena Tirodhate Shaneriha. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada. But that misconception of self-identity can be diminished gradually by the mercy of the personality of Godhead, Vasudeva, through the process of devotional service to the Lord in the mode of detachment. Purport. The quivering quality of material existence, which comes from identification with matter, or from thinking oneself under the material influence of philosophical speculation to be God, can be eradicated by devotional service to the Lord, by mercy of the personality of Godhead, Vasudeva. As discussed in the first canto, because the application of devotional service to Lord Vasudeva invites pure knowledge. It quickly detach one from the material conception life and thus revise one's normal condition of spiritual existence, even in this life, and free one from the material winds which cause one to quiver. Only knowledge and devotional service can elevate one towards the path of liberation. The development of knowledge for the purpose of knowing everything without rendering devotional service is considered fruitless labor, and one cannot get the desired result by such labor of love. Lord Vasudeva is pleased by devotional service only, and thus his mercy is realized by association with pure devotees of the Lord. Pure devotees of the Lord are transcendental to all material desires, including the desire for the result of fruit activities and philosophical speculation. If one wants to acquire the mercy of the Lord, he has to associate with pure devotees. Such association alone can, by degrees, release one from the quivering elements. Om Gyantivedam Nisya Gyananachalakya Chakshumlitam Yena Tasmei Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manovistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamayam Dadati Swavanantikam Yata Yasmin Sukarum Duskurum Vivet Visyute Vipyatin Shri Chaitanya Nanamitam Vanchakapa Tudu Vischa Kripa Sindhu Vyevacha Patitanam Bhavnebhyo Vaishnavyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Shivasari Gaura Bhaktarinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So this material existence is about misidentification, misconception, not knowing oneself, not knowing this material world, not knowing who is the Supreme Lord, and our connection with both. All these misconceptions is it creates a quivering quality of life. I like the previous verse that was talking about how it quality takes place. Seeing the moon on the surface of water, and then when the wind blows, and even we hear it's just like a drop of water on the edge of a lotus leaf. It's just tottering. You know, we don't know how long it stay there. Its existence is it's uh, it has no stability. You know, it's just bound to fall down. So who wants to live such a life? But unfortunately, due to illusion, um, due to our forgetfulness of our relationship with Krishna, we live such a life, such a unsteady life, such an instability life, incompatible life. So this can manifest in so many ways, particularly under philosophical speculation. This idea of like wanting to be God. Prabhupada gives the story of the fox. So the fox one day is walking in the forest and sees some delicious grapes hanging in the tree. So he tries to jump and catch those grapes, but luck, you know, he keeps jumping and jumping. So he can never get the grapes. So what does he do? He looks back at the grapes, walks away, and says, "Ah, they're sour anyway." So in the same way, uh, living entities, when they come to the material, they try and enjoy their mind and senses for gross sense gratification. But obviously, not everyone is due to become a millionaire. Doesn't matter how hard you work. Not everyone is due to be so attracted to the opposite sex. It doesn't matter how much plastic surgery you have. Even to be influential or have so much knowledge, you know, getting PhDs, making it in higher intellectual levels, unless your karma awards you, you know, you will not make it. And that karma is also temporary. So even if you do get it, you have to lose it. We come to this world naked and we go naked. So in the same way, everyone is faced with losing their wits, losing their wealth, losing their health in this material world. A quivering life. Everything is shaky. So what does that person do? Well, there's a nice philosophy called impersonal mindset, where actually it's that what they teach is that actually everything is one. God is this all-pervading energy. You put all these planets, this cosmic manifestation, all these living entities, all this separation that you see in this world, you put it together as one spiritual omnijon, this this big blob of energy, you could say. And your illusion that you don't understand is that actually you're part of that oneness. You're actually God, but you didn't know. You think you're separate, and you're separate from everything else. So in this way, it becomes very convenient that, oh, yes, that's the last snare of Maya. Yes, actually, I didn't realize that I am God. I could enjoy this world because I'm thinking I'm separate. My real enjoyment lies in trying to realize that I'm one with everything. It's a very convenient philosophy. It's actually indirect atheism. And when people speculate, if you meet any people who say, "No, I don't like to follow any religion. I make my own religion," so they speculate, and they usually come to this point that actually everything is God, and that means I am God. So this is the improper understanding. This is illusion. This is darkness. So what is the truth and the light? The truth and the light is that is through a devotional service. That is the way to get pure knowledge and real detachment. Pure knowledge is the sambandha, knowing that I'm not this material body, made of flesh and bone, a mind and intelligence. No, and the false ego. No, this is not who we are. We're actually a spirit soul that's activating the body, like a driver in the car. What's more important, the driver or the car? It's the driver. But we forget to feed the driver. Our body is always changing. Deosmin yata dehe komanam yavanam jara tatata hantara prapti dear satcharinam yati. That the embodied soul is going through the changes from babyhood, childhood, youth, and old age, and at death passes into another body. Sober person doesn't get bewildered by the change, but a drunk person does. One who is drunken by the intoxicating senses and mind, in, intoxicating you through the agency of the false ego. Because the spirit soul never mixes with matter. Then how do we identify fully with matter? You know, I feel pain, I feel happy, pleasure with this body. I think I'm a man, I'm a woman. I think I'm this occupation. I think I'm this race. I think I'm this age. It feels like it's me. So how is the spirit soul, even though it can't mix like oil and water, it can't mix with matter. How is it mixing? It's due to false ego. False ego is that glue that helps the spirit soul fully identify with this material world. That false ego consists of I and mine. I am this material body, and everything, everyone is mine for my enjoyment. That's why we're on this quivering type of life, this shaky life, identifying with false ego, a false identity. And this false identity is getting worse in Kali Yuga. People are having gender dysphoria, and they're even encouraging it in primary schools, elementary schools. That you should explore gender dysphoria. Do you really feel like a boy or a girl? And if you don't, you should go for the opposite of the sex you're born with, the gender you're born with. So here's some puberty blockers, and you can tell it's just another trick of the pharmaceutical companies. Because if you have someone who is in gender dysphoria and it doesn't want to identify or take part in the gender that's been delivered to them, then you have a customer for a good 50 to 70 years, because one has to maintain that gender, that illusion. So it's illusion upon an illusion. And the agents of Kali are helping that. So we need to have pure knowledge that no, I'm not this material body, I'm a spirit soul. And we need to have avideya. So what is the process of, and that spirit soul is an eternal part and parcel of the Supreme Soul. Mahavamsa Jiva Loke, Jiva Bhuta Sanatana, Manasasjani Indrani Prakatistani Kashiti. Krishna says that these living entities are my eternal fragmental parts and parcels. They are struggling with the six senses, which include the mind. He understands the struggle. So our goal is to connect back to Krishna. And how is that done? How do we connect back? How do we have to engage in bhakti yoga and devotional service. By engaging the senses in the service of the master of the senses. Savapari vinimukta tat tanaplen nimamalam rishikena rishikesha sevna bhakti uchite. That bhakti means to engage the senses in the master of the senses, in the service of the master of the senses. And what's the side effects? You give up all the parties, all the labels that are attached to this material body, and you give up you are free from all the reactions that are due to you because of all the activities of the past life. You are set free. You become liberated. You become detached. So what does bhakti yoga look like? What does it mean to engage the senses in the service of the master senses? And this is the most amazing thing about bhakti yoga. You engage the eyes in seeing the deity of the Lord, in reading the books about the Lord, in seeing pictures of Krishna. This is the best way to engage the eyes. It actually becomes a festival of the eyes. When Krishna entered Dwarka, it said that the residents of Dwarka, when they looked at Krishna's form, their eyes became like cupped hands, receiving all the nectar that Krishna's form presented. We can engage our ears by hearing the glories of the Lord, and hearing His holy name, of course. The Rupa Goswami prays that, what is, I don't, what, there's so much nectar in these two syllables, Krishna. So much nectar, but I only have one tongue to taste it. I wish I had millions and trillions of tongues. And when I hear these names of Krishna, then I only have two ears. I need like millions and trillions of ears. So this is the nature of a self-realized soul. This is the nature of someone with pure knowledge. And that's what's available to us too. We can hear the holy name, Krishna and His glories. How to engage in the nose. So one can smell the incense in the flowers offered to Krishna. And actually, in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it's described that Krishna's body has a certain type of fragrance. Unfortunately, I can't remember. It's something like musk mixed with aguru or something like that. The gopis of Vrindavan describing Krishna's fragrance. So amazing. But we can do it here and now. Krishna says, I am the fragrance of the earth. And as we know that along with every sense object, like every element, there's a corresponding sense object. So with earth, we get fragrance or smell. So actually, all the fragrance that we get from flowers, we plant it in the earth. And then when the flowers come out, then you smell Krishna in the form of the flowers. So how do we engage our tongue? We engage our tongue by tasting prasadam. There's so much wonderful prasadam you can taste. So many preparations. I think like if you're a meat eater before, when you heard about vegetarian diet, you're thinking, oh no, just steamed and boiled vegetables. How bland. But now, how many preps can you name? How much do you look forward to prasadam? There's people that tasted prasadam like 20 or 30 years ago, and now they just can't wait to get that taste again. They can't wait to come to a Govinda's restaurant or a temple again. Even remember your first taste of prasadam, how it made you feel. One time we were preaching in this Mayavadi ashram in Germany. It's the biggest yoga ashram in Europe. It was like a kirtan festival. We're doing kirtan. And one of the female sannyasis, I had a female sannyasi, and she wanted to explore bhakti further. And she ended up becoming a devotee. So I asked her, what was your experience when you first took Mahaprasad? So she said that, when I took Mahaprasad, I felt like my face was glowing. There was a light emanating from my existence. She had this full experience, and she was a full mind body. So this is the power of Prashad. And of course, without tongue, we can chant the holy name. I don't know how many times you've been in a kirtan, and you just can't stop chanting. And like, say if you went into like a long kirtan, and then you went to bed, and then you wake up, and you still got the tune in your head from the kirtan the night before. It's like the kirtan went all night in your head, and you woke up with it, and you're brushing your teeth. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. So, and of course, the sense of touch. So we can touch the bodies of the devotees, especially their feet, and get their mercy. And I like this synergy that's created when you dance with devotees, and you go like hand in hand, or you take each other by the shoulders. You can feel the energy building, being really together with Krishna, because Krishna is just so pleased when the devotees come together. with great love and affection for each other and chanting His holy name. So, yes, bhakti is the only source of happiness. It's a very natural way to achieve pure knowledge. Krishna is revealed more and more in your heart. Your existence as an eternal spiritual soul is awakened more. And of course, the loving relationship you have. That's the goal. That's the parojana. The parojana is to achieve love for Krishna. That love that is not bound by time, space, and thought. The love in this world is bound by time. You may find the perfect person, never have a fight, have the perfect children and everything, but either you or that person has to die. Time takes it away. So that's how the love in this world is bound by time. But when one has a relationship with Krishna through the spiritual master, that is not the same. That relationship goes on and can go deeper and deeper and deeper. And of course, Krishna and the pure Vaishnava never die. Those who reach until the Vaishnavas die. They live to spread the holy name. They live in sound. So we still connect with the spiritual master through his sound message of these instructions. This is our connection. Our example is Srila Prabhupada. He was the best disciple. He only saw his spiritual master 3 times in 11 years. And because he followed his instruction, not only was he deeply connected with his spiritual master, but he could benefit the whole humanity of this planet for the next 10,000 years. Great blessings are found in following the instruction of the spiritual master. The spiritual master, Tavvidi Pranipatena Pranipasena Sevya, Upadekshanti Te Jnana, Jnanastha Darshana. Spiritual master, they can impart knowledge to you because they've seen the truth. They can see you as a spirit soul. They know who is Krishna, and they know exactly how you should serve him, how you can be perfectly happy. They have this vision. So that's the secret of success, following the instruction of the spiritual master, satisfying him. And in that purport to that verse, Prabhupada says that the spiritual master may test the disciple in so many ways. But if the disciple passed that test by holding on to the instruction, he blesses him with transcendental knowledge. Yasya prasada bhagavad prasada, yasya prasada nagatika topi. This is the same as Teshan Satata Yuktanam Bachitam Pritipurvikam Dadami Buddha Yogatam Yenamamopi Yantite. That one who's always engaging in the devotional service of the Lord with affection, priti. Krishna gives the Buddhi the knowledge of how to come close to him. So this Krishna consciousness movement, this process that Srila Prabhupada gave us, is so holistic. It's so nearly idiot-proof. You know, I think it's even there's a verse talking about bhakti. If one practices bhakti, you could run through the forest with your eyes closed and you won't hit a tree. That's what it means to engage in bhakti. It's such a safe and secure, certain path to achieve the supreme goal, to be set free from the shaky existence of identifying with material nature. Because, of course, the main thing of bhakti is Visya Vinitante Nirhasyadena Rasarajamasopiyasa Param Disvanavatate. This is my favorite verse in the Bhagavad Gita, 259. As the yogi is, the transcendentalist is trying to control his senses, the taste for sense objects still remains. But by experiencing a higher taste, he automatically gives up the lower taste and he's fixed in consciousness. So he's steady, he's fixed. This is where we need to be. And it's so simple and sublime. And obviously we have many processes like philosophy. We have many things like prashada. So many different activities involved. But obviously the most sublime and simple is Harinam Sankirtan. We do kirtan sometimes, but it lasts for like 15, 20 minutes. But if you go for a long time, your mind doesn't have a chance. I remember one time I did we had an idea to do because we saw these 12-hour kirtans happening everywhere, and we think, yeah, it's nice, you're inside, but I know there's more nectar on the outside when you're giving them mercy. And before I talk about this 12-hour Harinam, my spiritual master says, when you come to Krishna consciousness, you get what's called a nectar cup. It's a cup that's like as big as a thimble, like this. And you use it to catch nectar. Say there's a class, okay, catch some nectar, drink it. Okay, there's a kirtan, catch the nectar, drink it. Oh, prasadam, catch nectar, drink it. So then, when you use your nectar cup, catch nectar and give to someone else, your cup gets bigger. You can catch more nectar and then drink more. And then you give some and the cup gets bigger. Drink more, give some more. It gets bigger to the point you're just drowning in it. So we need to give the mercy that's been given to us. That's what we need to do. And so we had this idea, okay, everyone's inside getting nectar, but no one's giving. So let's go out on the streets and give it. Just 12 hours of giving. And we did it. And we're thinking, how are we going to survive? And we go, okay, let's just take it an hour at a time. So within the first hour, you're still sort of mental. You don't, yeah, okay, it seems like a long time, but maybe we'll stop early. So the mind's already trying to trap you. After 2 hours, you feel a bit warmed up. It's like, okay, we're getting started now. You know, by like the fifth hour, by the third hour, your mind's like, come on, that's too much. You know, let's stop. But you keep going. By the fifth hour, you start to fly a bit. You know, by the seventh hour, you don't even care what's happening. You're gonna keep chanting, and you don't care anymore. We're gonna dance. We're gonna see every person. We're gonna give them mercy. It doesn't matter. It's a homeless guy in the street. We'll make him dance and chant. We don't care who it is, woman, man, animal, whatever moves. We're gonna make them chant and dance. You know. And then when you get to the 10th hour, you're just this like unstoppable force. Everyone in the street has to notice you, you know? We even went on the trains, on public transport, on trams, we didn't care, you know? We stopped traffic, we blocked whole streets. We didn't care. No one could stop us, you know? And then we didn't realize that we already reached 12 hours and we went an extra hour more, 13 hours more. And then only when this devotee who prepared prasadam for us at the end, he's like, no, the prasadam is getting cold, you better come. Then we stopped. And I tell you, this was like the most amazing experience. When you just kept going and going and going. And the mind just shuts up. Finally, the mind shuts up. And this is a great freedom for us. And this is all available so simply for Harinam Sankirtan. And this is what the Shastra is recommending for us. Yagyehi Sankirtana Prayi, Janti Hi Samesa. We worship the Yaga Purush Lord Chaitanya, the Sankirtan Yaga. Those who have good brain substance, Sumerasa, they engage in this worship. Kaladosha Nadira Janasya Ko Mahaguna, Kirtana Deva Krishna Sya Mukta Sangha Paramajaya. It's a notion of faults in this Kali Yuga. Everything is tainted in blood. Everything is tainted in blood, you know. The whole stealing resources from Africa is a good example of this. You know? Everything's tainted in blood, but there's only one good quality: the chanting of the holy name. One can attain the supreme destination, and the Bhagavatam is doing that. Is trying to get us to this life of the Bhagavatam. Is the life of Lord Chaitanya. Look at the introduction of the Bhagavatam. It's Bhaktivinoda Thakur's short sketch of the life of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That is the life of Bhakti. Chanting, dancing, and feasting. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says, Vyakta kara bhagavate kara bara bara kali yuga dhamma nama sankirtana sara. He says that the Bhagavatam is revealing again and again that the essence of Dharma in Kali Yuga is Nam Sankirtana. That's the essence of Dharma. That is the Savai Pumsam Parodama Yato Bhakti Yadotya Haituki Yapratita Yarapna Suprasidati. This chanting is supposed to be Kirtana Sarahari. It's supposed to be non-stop, uninterrupted, and unmotivated. We do it just because we love it. And it pleases Krishna. Krishna is so pleased when we chant the holy. He makes such a big deal out of it. He makes it so easy for you to advance when you chant the holy Nam no hi yavati shakti papa ni harine hare tavat katam nishaknoti patakam pataki naraha. Just by chanting the holy name once, one can be destroy the sins one commits even in one lifetime. More sins than one can commit in a lifetime. That's the purification that takes place. His holy name is such a great benediction. It's Krishna himself. Nama Chintamani Krishna's Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Punasudani Jomukto Binatom Nama Namano. It's like Chintamani, it's a touchstone. Whatever you desire, it will get fulfilled. I guarantee that. That's definitely for sure. It's a touchstone. Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha, it's dynamic. It's alive. Rasa Vigraha, it's that form of rasa, Kila Rasa Mrita Murti. The pleasure, Ananda Buddhi, Ananda Maya Vyasat, we're pleasure seeking. So we should go to the reservoir. Krishna beyond time, space, and thought. It talks about time. You know, they have out of space. You know, people try and have long.
Hare Krishna devotees. Our speaker is in a moving vehicle, so sometimes he does not seem to have great reception. HARINAMANANDA Prabhu, could you please unmute? You got muted.
Sorry about that.
Good. Yeah, you may go ahead.
Sorry about that. Yes.
You got muted again.
How about now? Good?
Yes, yes, you're good now.
Okay. Okay, what was my last point that you heard? It's testing devotees.
Yeah, we lost quite a lot because even when you were speaking and it was coming through, it was so blurry, we could hardly hear. But we also understand, we can see you are in a moving vehicle. So sometimes the reception is clear, other times
That's so.
it's clear. Yeah. But you may go
Okay.
ahead, please.
Anyway, maybe you could leave it for questions. I can answer some questions maybe.
All right. Dear watches, we all can see our revered speaker is in moving vehicle, which is not so good, but it's also quite encouraging knowing that even though the situation is not so convenient, he still tried his best to speak. I'm surprised how you were able to speak while in a moving vehicle, even though you probably are not very driving, which is a very good thing, but it's not so easy to concentrate speaking when you are in a moving vehicle. But you did very wonderfully. And dear devotees, if anyone may have questions, comments, reflections you may want to ask or share, please indicate by using the hand emoji or your physical hand. And you'll be asked to unmute to ask your question or to share your reflections. Prabhuji, you, like I said, you are in a moving vehicle, but I would like to ask a question from the text itself. The text itself, the text itself, I mean, you touched on some of the solutions to the question I'm about to
Cutting
ask,
out again.
but it says that, let me see if I can put it up here for the voters to see. It says, but that misconception of self-identity can be diminished gradually by the mercy of the personhood of Godhead, Vasudev, through the process of devotional service to the Lord in the mode of detachment. And the question is, based on where we were born individually, our tongue is accustomed to a particular taste. So there are particular foods that may be so tasty to me. If I gave you those same foods, you wouldn't like their taste because you were not brought up the same way as I did. So how do we encourage people who are not used to practicing devotional service to shun whatever they were doing to take to devotional service, and also practice it with detachment, that is not going back to their previous taste? How do we do that? I don't know if you got my question, Harinamananda Prabhu. It seems this line is not helping us.
Okay.
All right, we can hear you now, but did you get my question though?
Unfortunately, I did. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It just got clear when you asked, did you get my question?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why there's no reception. Yeah. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It seems, yeah, you obviously
Really bad.
you have a very poor
I wish I
reception.
could make a better situation.
Yeah, you have a poor reception.
Yeah.
Can we try this? Maybe turning off your camera and just using the audio.
Okay, I'll try that.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. I bet you can hear me fine. I can hear you pretty well as well.
Yeah, okay. So the question was, because we are all used to a particular taste, which are very familiar to us individually, it's not so easy switching to a new taste. In other words, most of us are not used to practicing devotional service. And now the Lord is asking us to give up our old taste to take on the taste of devotional service. And I'm saying that it's not so easy when someone is used to a particular taste, and now you're asking him to abandon that taste to take on a new taste. So how do we encourage non-devotees to take to devotional service when they are not very much fond of devotional service?
That's a good question. So the verse doesn't say you have to give up before getting a higher taste. One just can somehow dovetail what taste they're into now. Say some activity like music. Uh, they can say. I remember I was talking about when I first joined. I was trying to. At that time, I was trying to be a DJ, and the devotees met me. And I say, yeah, I'm like a DJ. They go, oh yeah. they try and like relate with you. So they say, yeah, George Harrison is also into Hare Krishna and he did some music relating to Krishna. So maybe you can do that too. Like that, you know? So in my DJ set, I would get like recordings of Indra and I'll mix them into the sets as well. And you know, people who just like the Indra more, they want that track again. It was like a higher taste, you know. So the thing is that you take the higher taste of Krishna consciousness and then you automatically give up the lower taste. Like if you had like $5 and I say, you know, give me this $5, it's not good for you. You won't give it because it's all you have. But if I give you $10 and say, give me the $5, of course you'll give it because you're not missing out. I'll give another example. There was one new devotee we're cultivating, and he came to, we do catering at music festivals. So he came with us, and then all of a sudden he said, oh no, I'm craving a cigarette. I want a cigarette. And I said, like, you know, test out the science of Krishna consciousness. Here this verse says, you get the higher taste, you automatically get the lower taste. So just take some halwa, take some prasadam, and you won't feel like a cigarette anymore. And he goes, okay, let's test out the science, you know. So instead of going for a cigarette, he had some prasadam. And then he goes, yeah, you're right, I don't feel like this anymore. He became so inspired by that whole experience that eventually he became serious about it and started his own restaurant. So it's not that you have to give up first and then take the Krishna, take the high taste. Just take it right away. Add more Krishna in your life. Add more chanting, prashadam, whatever it takes, whatever your taste ends up going towards. You know, the Bhagavatam. Because everything Krishna conscious is so nice, actually. It's not an austere. It's not an austerity. The austerity is to sort of give the credit to Krishna. I think the main taste we get in life is that, okay, I did it myself. Everyone recognized me. I made it happen. My happiness was made by me. So I think that's the hardest, and that goes more subtle. So I think it's, if we're talking as practicing devotees, it's the subtleness of trying to always give credit to Krishna. You want? I guess I can talk about how to do that. Would you like to hear? Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Harinamanda Prabhu, for the response to my question. Well, I think it's easier said than done. No two ways about that, but it is a possibility also. That is why my proud self, I'm sitting here today trying to be a devotee because I was used to so many crazy things. I'm still used to them, but gradually I do not have as much strong appeal to them as I once used to. So, by the mercies of the devotees and Guru Krishna, I'm getting helped. So I believe that if it's happened to me, it could happen to anybody else. So thank you for the response. Anyone else with something to ask or to share? I just wanted to express my gratitude and appreciation to your direct relation to sharing Krishna Katha through Srimad Bhagavatam under all circumstances. Because under usual circumstances, this Bhagavatam class you gave today could not have happened because you are busy with other engagement, yet you found a way to be with us and to share your wisdom with us. The reception has not been good, but so far we heard what you shared with us. So I guess we may bring this to a close, and we hope to see you again sometime next month.
But I think you're
And you
I
have a
apologize for
It's okay.
the bad instance.
No apologies at all. We wish you a happy and blissful Krishna conscious stay in Africa.
Thank you. After this.
Hare
Oh wait, before we go, we did Harinam today, and
Yes.
one
Africa
devotee.
is a land of Harinam.
Yeah, we did Harinam today, and there was one Indian devotee. He came with us, and he never did Harinam in like Africa, and it was so nice. Like we there was already like a group of young boys and girls, like sort of. I think they were a choir or something. They were singing on the street, and so it was just three of us. We just came right up to them, and they just they had just one djembe with them. So the djembe he picked up my beat, and then they saw we were like singing something, and they did their whole dance routine, and we taught them the Maha Mantra, and they were chanting so nicely, you know. They're
Wow.
chanting so nicely, and the dances they did. I mean, and then like it was such a nice interaction with them. They just joined in like anything. When we walked away, I told this Indian devotee, "Go, welcome to Africa, where every step's a dance, every word's a song."
Yes. Yes.
I mean, yeah, it's just that, yeah, it's something special about Africans. They just, you know, even though they don't want to, they hear the beat, they have to join in.
Definitely. Yes.
So much fun. Yeah.
That is so true. That is so
yeah.
true. Yes. Thank you so much. So at the end of what we're going to humbly request you all to kindly unmute and we all chant the loudest Hare Krishna Mahamantra to express our appreciation to our revered speaker, His Grace Harinamanda, for inconveniencing anything and everything to be with us today, sharing his love and wisdom with us through the Srimad. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama,
Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Vanchakapataruvyascha
Krishna,
Kripaprabhuscha
Hare
Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha.
Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha.
Jai.
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 Yatra ki jai.
Jai.
Hare